The Chiefs remain unbeaten heading into their 10th game of the season, and they have a chance to do something this franchise has never done before, start 10-0 to begin the year with a big-time matchup against an old rival in the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are 8-2 this season, and maybe the biggest reason why is their turnover margin. They're plus 13 in the giveaway takeaway, easily the best mark for any team in the NFL. They've forced 19 takeaways this year, second to only Minnesota for the league lead, and they've only coughed it up 6 times, third fewest in the NFL. They've either drawn even or won the turnover margin in every game this season, and that's a big reason why these guys are 8-2. Another reason is quarterback Josh Allen, whose 17 passing touchdowns rank 4th in the league. And one major improvement for Allen this year has been his ball security. He's thrown just 4 picks and lost only 2 fumbles. At this time last year, he had 11 interceptions and 3 lost fumbles. So he's protecting the football, and that's meant more points. The Bills own the number 3 scoring offense in the NFL. But for what it's worth, there is some chance involved here. Allen has only 4 interceptions, but he also has 13 turnover-worthy plays on the season, according to Pro Football Focus, 7th most among all quarterbacks. So it's up to the Chiefs defense to turn those turnover-worthy plays into takeaways on Sunday. And speaking of the Chiefs defense, they've now held 30 consecutive opponents under 28 total points. It's been a remarkable run of sustained defensive success, and it's the longest streak of its kind since the 2001 Philadelphia Eagles, coached by Andy Reid. And a defensive assistant on that team way back then was some guy named Steve Spagnuolo. It's incredible. The Chiefs have held 7 of their 9 opponents this year under 21 total points, and their 67 points allowed in the second half of games this season are the second fewest behind only Pittsburgh. Now, one player of the Chiefs defense will need to slow down on Sunday is Bills wide receiver Khalil Shakir, who's been an absolute menace after the catch this season. His 421 yards after the catch this year rank 3rd in the NFL, and his 22 receptions behind the line of scrimmage lead all wide receivers, and on those, he's averaged more than 8 yards after the catch. That's part of a larger trend for the Bills' offense as a whole, which has gained 59.5% of its passing yards after the catch this season, the 3rd highest mark in the NFL. So for the Chiefs defense in this game, you got to get off your blocks and you cannot miss tackles. Now, as for the Chiefs offense, they only scored 16 points last week against Denver, but they still moved the ball. They drove inside the Broncos' 20-yard line on 4 of their 8 offensive possessions. The issue was the red zone. They were only 1 for 4 in terms of red zone touchdown efficiency, which was a departure from how well they had played in the red zone from week 7 through 9. They were 11 for 13 in red zone touchdown efficiency during that time. The good news is they remained effective on 3rd down last week. They converted at a 44% clip, and for the season, this remains the number 1 third down offense in the NFL. Buffalo, meanwhile, is the number 21 third down defense in the league. So, just like they've done all season, look for the Chiefs to condense the game with some long, taxing drives. Kansas City has the fewest offensive possessions in the NFL, and they lead the league in terms of time of possession, and that's their formula for success. The difference between winning and losing on Sunday is likely going to be, can they finish in the red zone on those long drives? Lastly, this game is a big deal in the race for the top seed in the AFC. The Chiefs are 9-0 and the Bills are 8-2, so Kansas City basically has a 2-game lead over Buffalo in the loss column. If the Chiefs can win this game, they'll have a 3-game lead over Buffalo and the tiebreaker, so essentially a 4-game lead going into the second half of the season. If Buffalo wins, though, that lead will narrow to just 1 game and Buffalo will have the tiebreaker. So it's only early November, but this game could have some major implications, assuming both of these teams are in it at the very end.